And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Winestream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight, well, we're going to open a wine from Argentina. This is going to be a Cabernet. You know, I like Cabernet Sauvignons. We'll see if I like this one, because this one is a little bit different. I didn't mention it in the pre-show or when I put them up on Instagram and the social media sites, but this is an organic wine. This is a wine made with organic grapes. I've had some pretty good experiences with wines made with organic grapes. I think I've had one at least that was not optimal, but overall they were pretty decent. We'll try this one and see how it works. We're going to pair it with some food. We're also going to open a beer. Yes, that's right. Well, actually, it's an ale. It's an ale. It's not a traditional beer, it is an ale, and this is a gluten-free ale. So we'll give that a try. Also, I'm going to review another coffee, this one from Target. Now, I wanted to do a Target coffee because in our very first wine stream back in the first season, which is what started everything, I reviewed a Target brand wine. Now I'm going to review a Target brand coffee. So we'll see how that works out. Also, the usual things. Let's see what I have here on my list. We've got, well, we're going to pair the wine with food, of course. We're going to toast some national days. Wow, do we have some national days to toast? I think you know one of them that's coming up tomorrow. We're going to toast that as well. That's a special day. And we're going to tell a few dad jokes. We have folks in the chat. We tell a few dad jokes, and maybe I'll even give away a prize or two. How about that? Give something away. Anyway, we'll have all the usual hijinks here on the show. So I hope you'll join me. Get in the chats, join me, and we can all drink with Rick together. Now, if you're joining me for the first time or the 202nd time, because this is the 202nd episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Wine Stream, this is a stream of consciousness kind of show. I do have my show notes, as I just referred to them. They're right here. I don't always follow them verbatim. We go off the beaten path quite a bit because we get into the chats and we talk about things that everyone in the chats wants to talk about and ask me questions and tell jokes and bring up topics. Now, of course, we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion on the show. Those are things that are really off the table completely because we don't talk about things that are going to tear people apart, that are going to cause discord. We talk about things that are going to bring people together as wine does, right? And that's what the show is about. Getting together on a Saturday night with our favorite libation, our favorite snacks, whatever it is, just having a great time. You know, you can drink wine, beer, tequila, soda, water, whatever you want. That's fine, as long as you're legal to drink it. But as long as we're all in here drinking and eating and chatting together on a Saturday night. That's what it's all about. Okay, I'm going to show you the wines that we have, or the wine that we have and the other beverages. But first, let's get into the chats and see who's in the chat. Okay, the chat's kind of quiet right now. Okay, great. That's fine. Good. Everybody's going to come in at their leisure. And by the way, I did forget the ale. It's still downstairs in the fridge chilling, so I'm going to maybe I'll play a little short, and while it's doing that, I'll run downstairs and get the ale. How about that? So we'll get to that presently. It's always something. I thought I was going to have everything going off without a hitch. Everything was running so smoothly tonight. And what is it? I forgot the ale. How about that? All right. Well, we'll get to that presently. All right. So where was it? Oh, yes. The itinerary. I think I just gave you the itinerary. Yeah. Okay. So if you're just joining me now, you can join in the chats live. Let me show you everywhere we're live. If I can pull that up. There we go. We're live. This is the webpage, drinkwithrick.com. You can go to drinkwithrick.com, click on the Saturday Night Winestream page, and you can find the links to everything there. We are live on our Facebook page. Facebook is Drink with Rick. YouTube is at Drink with Rick. Twitch is Drink with Rick number 1. Drink with Rick and the number 1, all one word. Twitter, we're at Drink with Rick on Twitter, but we're not streaming there anymore. For the time being. Odyssey is at Drink with Rick, and the number 7. And yes, we are live there. I just checked. We are live. So you can get into the chats. Those chats are going live. Go on in and chat with me and tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you're drinking. Tell me what you're not drinking. Tell me what you're not drinking. Tell me what you like to be drinking or what you like to see me drinking. If I can afford to get some of that, I will see if I can find it and drink it right along with you. Also, if you can't watch now or watch later, you can listen anytime on demand because the podcast goes out Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. And that is something you can catch on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Deezer Radio, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, all those little radio places. And also on Amazon Music and podcastindex.org. Podcastindex.org. Is that how you say it? Org or ORG? I don't know. And by email. If you go to drinkwithrick.com, click on the subscribe page, click on that little blue button that says by email, put your email address in the box, and you will get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just for the just for the podcast. That's all. All right, of course, you can email me, Rick at Rick at SavoyMedia.com. You can go to the website, drinkwithrick.com. You can email me at Rick at SavoyMedia.com with any of your comments, good, bad, indifferent, or otherwise, and give me suggestions or whatever, how we can always make the show better. And we're live everywhere, and so you can get here in the chats and contact me at rick@savoymedia.com, and I will respond in kind. Also on the website, you can watch live on the website at drinkwithrick.com for tonight's episode. I don't have a live chat going there, but if you click on the page or the post for tonight's episode, you'll get a comment box. Type in your comments there, and I will respond in kind. It won't be right away. I don't see them until after the show, but I will respond. I really appreciate your comments and your feedback. It's what makes the show and me better. It makes the show better, and it makes me a better host. So I do appreciate it. I did receive a comment last week or the week before last, and I can't locate it now, but I'm going to see if I can locate it later that I wanted to read that I thought was I thought it was worth reading, and I really appreciated the comment, by the way. Kane's in the chat on YouTube. Kane, it's great to see you. It's great to see you tonight. How you doing? And Kane says, what's the brand of your radios or walkie-talkies you make? Kane, you know what? Can I answer that after we open the one? Because I tell you what, I got, and I do want to answer your question, Kane, by the way, so stick around. Please stick around. And I will answer your question. I got called to the carpet a couple of weeks ago. Kane says, sure, thank you, Kane. I got called to the carpet a couple of weeks ago. I was part of that comment. It says, you're too wordy, not enough opening the wine and drinking it. You just ramble on and before you even get the wine open. And so I'm trying to shorten that a bit. There is an opening sequence, yes, but I'm trying to shorten this a bit. So let's see if we can get right into the wine. But I do want to check the chats first. And by the way, I do appreciate the comment. I know that's something I have to work on. It's something I do have to work on. Let's see. Okay, we're good everywhere else. But Kane, I'm glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. All right, this should be easy to open because it's just a twist. Look at that. It's just a twist cap. By the way, I want to give kudos from my wife, my lovely wife, Chi, who is in the chat now. She's waving at me. She's in the chat on YouTube. Thank you, Chi, because she heard me. She heard me on the show, and she ran downstairs and got the ale. So we do have the ale now, so I don't have to go off and run off and go get it. All right, so this is open already. And I'm going to put in the, it sounds like there's some displacement going on. I don't want it to overflow. I've got to be very careful. Wow, it's right up to the brim. Look at that. Let me get to a close-up here. There we go. It's right up to the brim there. Make sure it's not going to come out. There we go. All right, so I've got the aerator in, and I have my trusty glass. This is my genuine Galway. Genuine Irish crystal glass given to me by my employers at buy2wayradios.com. And to hold the glass, I have my official Drink with Rick coasters. And if you don't have any coasters, Kane, do you have some coasters? If you don't have coasters, let me know. We'll see what we can do to get you some coasters, free coasters. And I'll tell everyone how you can get some free coasters later on in the show. If someone can remind me, I do have a tendency to go off the beaten path and forget about it. Anyway, to hold the grape nectar, we have the glass, and hold the glass, we have the this thing, the coaster. All right, let's pour a little bit of the wine into the glass, just a little bit for starters, and we'll let that a little bit more. Why not? This is Drink with Rick, after all, not Sip with Rick. Okay. All right, so we have the wine in the glass. We're going to give it a little swirl, give it a good swirl, get it going really good there. And what does the swirling do? Well, it kind of helps oxygenate the wine, helps open up the wine and get it exposed to the air so we can get all of the nice nuances of the aromas and the taste and all of that sort of thing out of the wine. So we're going to let it open up and breathe for a moment or two. We're going to let it do that off to the side. And while it's doing that, let's learn a little bit more about this wine, because there are some things to learn about it. I found some interesting stuff about this wine, and of course I had to close all those tabs out before the show. So let me open them back up. Okay, I've got them coming up right now. See, no matter how prepared I think I am, I can still do more preparing. Okay, so this is what I found out about the wine. And you know what? I didn't show you a picture of the wine, did I? See? I'm really out of sequence here tonight. Okay, here's the wine. This is the wine that we're opening up, or that we just opened. It's called Cameleon. Cameleon, Tupungato Valley, Mendoza, Argentina. This is wine from Argentina. Organic Cabernet Sauvignon, no added sulfites. May contain naturally occurring sulfites. It says may contain naturally occurring sulfites. Well, pretty much all wines have sulfites. That's what gives it its fermentation. So yeah, you're going to have some sulfites in the wine. That's a given. But that's this. Let me read the back of this wine. It says Cameleon Cabernet Sauvignon, Tupungato, Mendoza, Argentina. It's made by Domaine Bousquet Naturally Elegant Wines. Like its namesake, Cameleon is the embodiment of fine adaptation to the environment. The label symbolizes the story of the Bousquet family, fourth-generation winemakers who left their native France after a long worldwide search for an idyllic growing region. Their search came to a natural conclusion in Tupungato, where the Bousquet family tailored their extensive winemaking knowledge to the carefully chosen land. European grapes, such as Cabernet Sauvignon, also adapted to the characteristics of the fertile Argentinian soil, creating the distinctive wines that the family had sought. This is a product of Argentina. It's a 750 milliliter bottle, and there is 14% ABV. Now, notice those, if you look at that image there, if you can see the image, there are 5 different, not counting, well, it's not counting the QR code there, but it's You've got an EcoCert, I guess it's a certification stamp, BDA Certified Sustainability stamp. It has a gluten-free stamp. It says gluten-free, gluten-free, gluten-free all around it. It says, so it's gluten-free. Veg Argentina, vegan, certified by law or by the control, by leaf control. I can't tell what that is, it's so small. And then we have a Vino Argentino, Bebida Nacional. I guess it means it's a certified grape or something. I'm not really sure what that's all about. All right, this is, by the way, this is what we're going to pair it with tonight. This is what we have to pair it with. We have some ravioli. We have some meats there. Then we have a barbecue. No, excuse me. That's a meatball, and then we have some smoked turkey and a couple of cheeses. We have an Old Crock Sharp Reserve. That's the one that's on the stick, and we have a Suntory Wheel Chardonnay next to it. And what is that in the middle? Well, let me show you what we have in the middle here. This is kind of interesting. I'm pulling the wrong way, aren't I? Here we go. Let me show you what this is. This is, if I can pull it up here, because I had it just before the show. Let me see if I can get my photos up here. Where are my photos? There are my photos. Okay, this is what we got. It is a train. A train. My wife made this. My lovely wife, she made this. She's very, very talented. She did this for the show, for this presentation. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for the train. We'll get to that later. But in the meantime, from my lovely wife, Chi, here is a round of applause for you. A great job. Well done. Thank you. All right. So anyway, back to the wine. So it's listed on Vivino. Vivino gave it 3.6 out of 5 stars based on all the vintages for the 2021 vintage, and it looks like people like the wine. Okay, let's see if I like it. We're going to give it a try here in just a moment. The Domaine Bosquet website is up, and it wants me to. I'm not going there. Wine Searcher has it listed. Wine Searcher 2021 Domaine Bosquet Cameleon Cabernet Sauvignon. I guess the median price is $11. That's the global average. Total Wine in Las Vegas $14.99. Sacramento $14.99. Looks like it's generally $14.99 a bottle. And so we've got some running about $14.99. Well, let me see. Let me tell you what I paid for it, because I paid. I've got the receipt right here somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. I paid for this bottle of Cameleon. I paid. Whoa! I paid $16.99 for the 750 milliliter bottle of Cameleon Cab. $16.99 from Total Wine in my area. That's I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. So they're giving a price of $14.99 online, but I've got one for $16.99. It better be worth it for $16.99. That's all I can say. All right, I'm going to take a sip of this here in just a moment. Let me check the chats one more time. All right. Let's go back to it. Let's go ahead and give it a little whiff. Some a little bit. It's a mix. It's a mix of dark and red fruits. A mix. It's maybe just a little bit of blueberry, a little bit of cherry, maybe a hint of cranberry. Oh, let me see. Let me give it a taste. Wow, there's a lot going on here. It's quite tasty. I'm tasting some blueberry. I'm tasting some cherry. I'm tasting some. I'm tasting some spices in here. A little bit of spices, but very flowery. And you know what? It's maybe had a plum in there too. I wouldn't say it's quite fruit forward. There's a lot going on here in the first taste. Yeah, definitely some red cherry, some blueberry, and maybe just a tiny, tiny hint of cranberry, not much. But I want to say there's a little bit of blackberry in there too. And it's not, I saw some, I wasn't reading the reviews so much as I was kind of looking over some of the general, let me take a look at a couple of these reviews here. Yeah, some people that are saying that it's kind of smoky, but I'm not getting any smoke. It's not that earthy. But it's very fruity. Has a very nice, has a bit of a lingering finish. Nice finish. I expected it to be bolder than it is, and it's kind of sort of medium bold. And there are tannins in here, but it's not super tannic. It's actually surprisingly smooth. This is a very dry wine. Okay, and I could taste it on the palate as soon as I put it in my mouth and closed my mouth up. I could taste, it was dry, very dry and tannic. If you don't like really dry wines, this is a dry cab. And I think it's a little bit drier than some other cabs I've had. It's actually kind of dry for a cab. But it's actually very good. And it's kind of medium to full body, kind of in between medium and full body. Not too much, but it's not super bold. Has a nice mouthfeel. Well, wow, that fruit. That's a nice mix of fruits going on here. Now, there was a sheet on this. I don't know where it is now. I downloaded it earlier today, but let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it up here. Here it is. I found it. It's on a PDF. I downloaded it directly from their website, this PDF, and let me see what they got on this. I glanced at it. I didn't really study it too hard, but I glanced at it a little bit. All right, this is what they say about it. The vineyards in the Uco Valley at the foot of the Andes at 4,000 feet altitude. The three main factors differentiating these vineyards and their terroir are the near-constant breezes from the Andes to the west, which help mitigate heat stress in this desert-like climate with its huge day-night temperature differentials. The sandy soils result in low fertility for desirable vine stress, and yet are permeable for good drainage. In addition, the prevalence of groundwater with rainfall averaging a scant 8 inches or less per year. Groundwater from Andes snowmelt is vital to irrigate the vines drop by drop. So there's some good detail on it. I didn't read this before, but this is generally coming directly from their text sheet here on the Cabernet. It's fresh and clean with berry aromas and flavors, medium body. Yeah. And they say that you can pair it with pasta and red meat dishes. Well, and it also says best served at 18 degrees Celsius or 65 degrees Fahrenheit, which I did not do. That I opened this at room temperature, so. But I tell you what, I like it so far. It's a flavor, or it's an explosion of flavors in there. I like it. Pretty nice so far. We'll see how it does as I get down into the bottle. I don't plan to get too far down the bottle. We have other things to try here. Anyway, so let's see what else we've got going on in the chats. Checking the chat. I'm trying to check them more regularly than I have been. All right. We're going to have some more of this wine. I'll tell you what, let's pair it with some food. Since they mentioned that it goes good with pasta, we're going to try it with the pasta. So once again, this is what we've got on camera 3. We have some pasta. We have some ravioli, and we have, I'm trying not to mess this up too much. All right, let's have just a little bit. Try just a little bit of this. I'm trying to not make a mess. It's hard to get to it. You know, let me just take this whole plate. I don't want to mess up the train. That's the thing. I'm trying not to mess up the train on this. Let's put this thing in front of me. I can get to it. All right. Let's see. I'm going to cut some of this. There we go. This is a spinach ravioli with tomato sauce. See how this goes. If I can get it on the fork. There we go. And it's good ravioli. Had it for dinner. Of course, they're leftovers. They're always leftovers. I'm not going to buy a nice big steak just to have a piece on the Winestream. Oh yeah, I like. Okay, now it's tasting a little bit smoky. I'm getting a little bit, just a hint of smoke in there, not much, but a little bit. But it took the pasta and the tomato sauce to bring that out of the wine. I wasn't getting it on its own. I just had the pasta and tomatoes, and I've had the pasta and tomato sauce for dinner. I know what it tastes like. Mixed with the wine, the chemistry just changes, and all of a sudden I'm getting a bit of smokiness in there, which I have to say that's not a bad thing. It's kind of nice. I like that. It's a nice pairing. So yeah, I would eat this with pasta. I would eat this with the ravioli. Sure, why not? All right, let me go ahead and clear the palate. I'm going to try it with the. I'm not on camera 3 anymore. Let me just go back here. All right, we're going to try it with the meatball. It's an all-beef meatball. Let's see what this tastes like. But I think there's a little bit of barbecue sauce on it. I'm not sure about this one. Once again, not bad. I was thinking that the barbecue sauce in there might not work very well with the wine, with this particular wine, but I think because of the smoke tint, I guess, that I wasn't tasting in the wine, it seems to match up okay with it. It's okay. So once again, pretty decent. Pretty decent. Clear the palate again. Now, I don't know about the smoked turkey. I'm going to try it with the smoked turkey. I'm not so sure about that. Let's try it. Smoked turkey is probably better with a Pinot Noir or something. The turkey's really good. Very nice. And I love smoked turkey. I'm just not sure how it's going to work with the cab. Or this one. Once again, not bad. And because of the smoked turkey, it's bringing out more of the smoke flavor in the wine and the turkey. It adds a little more smokiness to both. Let's try this again. Without the turkey. Okay, now I'm getting some smoke in the wine. Now I wonder if that's because of the smoked turkey, but the smoke's starting to come out of the wine a little bit, the smokiness. And maybe that's because the wine's starting to open up a little bit. I don't know. But I wasn't getting that smoke taste in the beginning. Now I'm starting to get it. Let me clear the palate one more time. Let me try it with the cheese. Now this cheese, I'm not familiar with this one. Old Croc Sharp Reserve. I'm not really familiar with this one. I'm not so sure I want to be familiar with it. Yeah, this is a sharp cheese, but I'm not sure I'm really liking the cheese too much. But we'll try it with wine. Maybe the wine will help it. I think it tried. But I'm not liking this cheese too much. Okay, let's put that back on camera 3. I'm going to clear the palate. And then the cheese is still in there. I'm going to clear the palate some more. Oh my. That's not my favorite cheese. The cheese. I don't know if you like it or not. Have you tried this cheese? Have you tried it? Yeah, I don't know about this old crock. It kind of tastes like an old crock. Oh, that's mean. I'm talking about a croc. You know, like Crocs on your feet, not a crocodile. It kind of tastes like old Crocs. Been walking around in for a day. I'm not like. I'm sure some people love this cheese. I'm sure they do. It's just not for me. It's not. No, not for me. I'm sorry. Not my kind of cheese. I need to clear the palate again. Oh, wow, this could be a short stream. All right, so cheese says LOL. All right, we cleared the palate one more time. Let's give this other cheese a try. We're going to try it with the Sartori Wheel. Let's go back to camera 3 for a minute. The Sartori Wheel Chardonnay. It has Chardonnay in it, apparently. All right, we'll try it. We'll try it with that. Oh, this cheese is much better. Okay, much better. But it got to taste like a Chardonnay. So I don't know if this is the best match for this wine, the Chardonnay cheese. I would have liked to try it with the Gouda. We must be out of Gouda. We must be out of the Trader Joe's double cream Gouda. We must be out of that one. So the cheese, yeah, the Sartori Wheel is okay. It's all right. I just don't know if it's the best match for this particular cab, but it's okay. It's all right. Okay. All right. So I think that'll do it for the tasting, for the food pairing. I mean, it'll do it for the food pairing. Let's move on. All right. Let me check Twitch once again. And if you're watching on Twitch, and some of you are, just jump in and say hi. Tell me how you're doing. I really appreciate that. Okay, so back to camera 1. What's next on the agenda here? We've got, oh yeah, we're going to toast some national days, aren't we? All right, we'll get to the national days. Before we get to the national days, I think Kane has been waiting for an answer from me. And once again, I don't want to get, I know that this kind of a topic, for some folks, it can be a really interesting topic. For others, there's going to be ho-hum, and I don't want to bore half the audience. But yes, I work for a company called Buy Two-Way Radios, and we sell radios, two-way radios. I'm the product manager of the company. My son is he's the social media manager and the video producer for us, and he does a lot of the graphics work now. He's taken over a lot of that from me. So I've worked for the company for over 12 years, going on 13, and we sell radios. Now, Kane's question was, what's the brand of your radios or walkie-talkies you make? Well, we actually don't make them ourselves. We sell. We're a retailer. We're a retailer, and for a couple of brands, we're pretty much a distributor for a number of different radios. But we carry a lot of the major brands for radios. Kane says, like police radios. Yeah, well, some police have used the radios. They do. Well, a lot of our customers who are in the who are policemen and first responders, that sort of thing, they buy a lot of accessories from us because we sell a lot of the accessories like this right here, like this earpiece. This is the surveillance earpiece, and I use it for the stream, but we also use them for our radios. So we have, well, let me show you the website. Have you seen the website, Kane? Have you seen the website? I can pull it up real quick. It's buy2wayradios.com. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Whoops, wrong keyboard here. Here we go. That's better. All right, let me pull up the website for just a minute. This is our website, buy2wayradios.com, and we sell lots of different kinds of radios. We sell FRS radios, GMRS radios, marine radios, airband radios, ham radios, of course, amateur radios, and we also sell business radios. We do sell radios to commercial and small business companies, and we carry for the commercial side. We carry Motorola, and we carry ICOM and Kenwood and Rytron and Ocean. We have some Ocean commercial business radios now. Midland, of course. Midland is, we've partnered with Midland for a number of radios, not just for the business radios, but also for the consumer radios as well. So we sell base stations, handheld radios, mobile radios, intercoms, repeaters. We have digital radios, MERS radios. I forgot to mention MERS, yeah. MERS radios, radio over IP. I mean, we sell a lot of different kinds of radios. So it runs the gamut from all commercial areas and small business as well as the consumer end. So it's buy2wayradios.com. Also, I tell you what, Kane, and no, this was not planted on here, okay? I'll tell you what, I don't even know if I have it up here at the moment. Do I have it up here? I'll tell you what, if you are interested in radios, then you can go to buy2wayradios.com. If you make a purchase there, you can save 5% off your order. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Here we go. You can save 5% off your order by entering the promo code WINESHOW, WINESHOW. Let me get that fixed right here. You can go to buy2wayradios.com, put in the promo code WINESHOW, WINESHOW. You'll save 5% off the entire order. 5% off everything. That includes the radios, accessories. We sell a lot of other things there too. We have a solar panel that we just started selling. It's pretty cool. A lot of preppers use them, and that's the website. And no, this was not intended for the rest of you. It was not intended to be a long infomercial for Buy2Way Radio. It's just that Kane specifically asked, so I was going to show him around a little bit. So sure, no problem, Kane. Kane says a person asked me, so I'll pass along the website. Yeah, please do, appreciate it. By the way, Kane, do you have one of these books? Did you get one of these? You haven't got one of these, have you? I tell you, this is the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook. They sell for $8.99 on Amazon.com, and we've got them here. But I like to give mine away over here on the show. So if you don't have a copy, of this, I'll send you. You win a copy of this, and I'll send you. In fact, I'll throw in. Courtesy of buy2wayradios.com, I'll send you a phone holder here too. For it's an anti-phone slider on your dashboard. They gave me a bunch of those to give away as well. So if you can do that, you can just email me just email me over at rick@savoyamedia.com. Just send me a valid shipping address. Just put your valid shipping address in there, and I'll send all this over to you. Okay? Yeah, I just send it over. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you, and I'll send you all that. Go ahead. No problem. So what else we have going on here? It's still kind of quiet here tonight. We have folks watching us on Twitch. Big Saturday night, I think, in a lot of places. A lot of people graduating from school and a lot of things going on. So, it's kind of quiet around tonight on this Saturday night. Anyway, so we got the wine. Let's go ahead and toast some national days. I've got some national days to toast. Let's cue up the national day thing. Let me take my hat off first because and show my true baldness. So there we go. That's not interfering with the wine bottles in the background. So we'll toast the national days. And wow, do we have some national days to toast. First of all, did you know, and Chi, did you know it's National Crouton Day? May 13th is National Crouton Day. We had a little salad, but we didn't have any croutons in it. It's National Crouton Day. It's also National Archery Day. The second Saturday in May is National Archery Day. By the way, all these national days come from nationaldaycalendar.com. National Day Calendar is Marlo Anderson's website. He's the CEO of nationaldaycalendar.com. I understand they're about to do a TV show, too. And they have a podcast as well. So check that out over at nationaldaycalendar.com. And no, I'm not a paid show. They don't pay me for any of that. As a matter of fact, I applied for their ambassadorship program. Never heard back from them. What's up with that, Marlo? But hey, I still promote them because that's just the kind of guy I am. So, National Crouton Day, National Archery Day, National Babysitters Day. I've done some babysitting in the past, mostly from my younger siblings, but also for some friends and friends of my parents and stuff, and they had to go somewhere, and I'd be babysitting. I've had to fill in for my sister before when she would have a babysitting gig or two, and then every once in a while she couldn't make it, so I'd have to fill in for her. Let's see. It's also National Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive Day. So if you are in one of those areas where they do the food drives, please participate in that. In the food drive, that's for a worthy cause. It's also National Fruit Cocktail Day. National Fruit Cocktail Day. I like a good fruit cocktail. That good fruit cocktail. And it's National Apple Pie Day. Today is National Apple Pie Day. My lovely wife, she did not make an apple pie today, but she did make something for another national day. By the way, let's go ahead and toast those national days, by the way, before we go any farther. Here's to those national days. Okay, she did not make an apple pie for today. She's done that many times past, but she did do this. She did, and I think I showed it at the beginning of the show, didn't I? I think I did. She did make this food train. I call it a food train. It's a train, and she made this in honor of National Train Day. Yes, the Saturday closest to May 10th, and this is May 13th, 2023, is National Train Day. So, and I don't have any good train sounds right now, but we can toast National Train Day. Here's a National Train Day. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot my, there we go. Here's a National Train Day. Hold on to that. It's also National Frog Jumping Day. There are, you know how many national days there are just for today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 national days all in one day. I tell you what, May 13th is a busy day for national days. Today is National Frog Jumping Day, and I got this information from, if you're not familiar with that, it's an old, it's a very, very old tradition. It goes way, way back. And I'm reading this directly from the National Day Calendar website.com. Observed each year on May 13th, National Frog Jumping Day is a favorite of young and old alike. In 1865, Mark Twain published his first short story, Jim Smiley and His Jumping Frog. Later, he changed the name and published it as The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. The same story also had a third title, The Notorious Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. So that was, it was started, because of the short story that Mark Twain wrote. Very first one, as a matter of fact. So National Jumping Frog Day. Now, did you know there's a Guinness World Record for a frog jump? Yes. The current frog jumping record, according to nationaldaycalendar.com here, the current frog jumping record was set in 1986 by Rosie the Ribbitter. I know. Rosie the Ribbit, who jumped 21 feet, 5 3/4 inches. Yes, Rosie the Ribbitter. 21 feet, 5 3/4 inches, Rosie jumped. Well, there you go. We've got to toast Rosie, don't we? And here's to Rosie, the Ribbitter, and to National Frog Jumping Day. I'll drink to that. It's also, today is also this is Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Awareness Day. Now, if you're not familiar with what Cornelia de Lange syndrome is, and I'm reading this from nationaldaycalendar.com, I read all this stuff from nationaldaycalendar.com. Observed annually on the second Saturday in May, Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Awareness Day sheds light on this often misdiagnosed, little-known syndrome. Cornelia de Lange syndrome, or CDLS, causes a range of physical, cognitive, and medical challenges. It is a genetic disorder that, even though long present at birth, it is not always diagnosed at birth, affecting the physical and intellectual development of a child. CDLS is often known as Bushy syndrome or Amsterdam dwarfism. CDLS can lead to severe developmental abnormalities affecting an estimated 1 in 10,000 to 30,000. So let's go ahead and toast and commemorate Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Awareness Day. I said that wrong. I'll tell you why I did in just a minute, but this is serious. Here's to Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Awareness Day. Let's all be aware of that. Okay, and this is why I messed up the end. It's because I just saw Beast on Gaming come into the chat on, and I kind of, Hey, Beast, it's great to see you. And also Photo Ray's in the chat. On both of you are in the chat on Twitch. It's great to see you both. Photo Ray says, hello, Rick. I wanted to get a pie, but my Costco decided to stop apple pies till July. Really? They're not selling apple pies at Costco anymore? Wow. I thought that was kind of a given, Costco, and they sell them over at BJ's and at Sam's Club. I mean, apple pie is kind of like a standard at those places, isn't it? They're not selling apple pies until July? Sounds like it's time to ditch the Costco card and get a BJ's or a Sam's Club card. I'm just kidding. B says, hello, Rick. How's it going? And right back at you, B. It's great to see you, too, as a matter of fact. Thank you for being here. And we've got more fun on the way, by the way. Photo Ray says, I thought so, too, but all good things change. I don't know why. Yeah, that's true. Well, look, we've got some other things. I've just opened this wine. It's a really good wine, by the way, from Argentina. We're about to review a an ale, and we're going to review a coffee. And we got some more national days. We've got a couple more national days to toast, though, before we finish that up. Did you know that today is also National... I lost my place here. Okay, we got that one. We got that one. Delaney. Okay. Did you know that today is National Dog Moms Day? That's right. Today, are you still watching? Yes. Today is National Dog Moms Day. My wife was a dog mom. almost 2 years ago when Tommy's dog Cosmo passed away, and we miss him. We still miss him terribly. She was probably the best dog mom out there. And apologies to all the other dog moms, you great dog moms, but my wife, she really took great care of Cosmo, and she loved that dog. He loved her right back. Yeah, here's to National Dog Moms Day. I will drink to that. And it's also it's also National Miniature Golf Day. You like to play miniature golf? It is National Miniature Golf Day. And in honor of National Miniature Golf Day, here is a little miniature golf.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow, that's a good one.
That was me. I did make a hole in one. She just happened to capture that. I'm going to show it again just because I can.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, I've got it on a loop. Just sometimes just sit there and watch it. Oh, wow. That'll never happen again. Lightning may strike twice, but that hole in one, that will never happen again, I don't think. Anyway, here is to National Miniature Golf Day. I will drink to that. All right, and let's. You know what? It's also. There was another day on here, wasn't it? Oh, it must be on the. Okay, yeah, Sunday. We might as well do the Sunday national days too, because there's a very, very important one. But before we get to that really, really important one, and I hope everyone remembered this day because it's coming up in about 55 minutes. Let's go ahead and look at National Decency Day. Did you know that Sunday, May 14th, in 55 minutes is National Decency Day? This is where we are decent to one another. Let's be decent to each other. That's what the show is about, being decent to one another, building relationships with one another, getting in the chat, meeting new friends, reconnecting with old friends, getting together with our favorite libations and snacks, and just having a good time. That's what the show's about. Anyway, here's the National Decency Day. I will drink to that. It's also National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. You like buttermilk biscuits? They're okay. Yeah, I like buttermilk biscuits, especially with some butter on them. They're buttermilk biscuit, more butter. Bring on the butter. Sometimes some jelly, and sometimes some honey and things like that. Yeah, sure. Here's the National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. I'll drink to that. It's also National Underground America Day. Now, let me explain this. If you're not familiar, now you might think this is referring to like one of the wartime underground, trains and conduits and things like that. No, that's not what this is. National Underground Day. This is something completely different. And I'm pulling this from nationaldaycalendar.com. On March 14th, National Underground America Day recognizes the approximately 6,000 people who live in some form of underground architecture across North America. That's all? Just 6,000? Nah, come on, it's got to be more than that. I mean, what about all the people who live down in, underneath the New York City and stuff like that? I mean, I don't know. I've heard of those. It's like you ever seen the movie Chud? There were a lot of those. There were a lot of them down there. Approximately 6,000 people. I can't believe it's just 6,000. Surely it's more than that. The observance also celebrates the lifestyle, architecture, and benefits of underground living. Underground America Day. And I guess it includes people who just like to live underground, people who want to I've seen the videos, YouTube videos of those who want to recreate the Hobbit houses and things like that. They're kind of sort of underground. And there are people, I've watched a number of these videos of people that build their houses underground. They live in a subterranean climate. And there are some advantages to that as far as keeping the house warm in winter and cool in the summer and that sort of thing. It's a very, very climate controlled down there naturally, which is kind of cool. But, then you got the preppers. Some of them live underground, the underground bunkers and things like that. So, National Underground America Day. I'll drink to that. Why not? And it's also, I know, I'm getting there. Beast on Gaming says, I'm going to try to be a decent person. Not sure what to do about Biscuit Day. Good. Not sure what to do about Biscuit Day, though. Beast, I'm sure you are a decent person. You're watching this show. You're here drinking with me. You're a decent person. You're a good person. I know you are. And Kane, Kate's still in the chat. Okay, cool. He says, cool. And she says, bake your own pie. She was responding to me about why she didn't bake an apple pie. She said, bake your own pie. That's my wife. All right, we've got, just for that, maybe we should just skip to one other national day. No, I'm just kidding. B says, I like to think so, but who's to judge? Well, I'm not judging. It's just my personal. I think I'm a pretty good a judge of character. I think. I don't know. Let me check Facebook. See who's on Facebook. Okay, quiet on Facebook. I'm a little surprised tonight. Well, not too much. All right, let's go back to the national days. We've got 2 more national days to toast. Go back to Twitch here for a minute. We've got National Dance Like a Chicken Day. Yes, it is National Dance Like a Chicken Day. I'm not kidding. I kid you not. Yeah, it's National Dance Like a Chicken Day. Seriously. And in honor of Dance Like a Chicken Day, I've got do I have photos? Yes, I've got a photo of a chicken. Somewhere. Poultry photos. Here you go. National, let's all dance like a chicken. There you go. Okay, enough of that. Okay, anyway, here's to National Dance Like a Chicken Day. I'll drink to that. That's about the only dance I can really do. Because the only dance I can do, the people aren't laughing at me because, it's the chicken dance. People expect that. Any other dance, they'll laugh at me. Yeah, so Dance Like a Chicken Day. All right. Anyway, I love chicken, especially when it's sitting on my plate. Okay, so here's one more national day, and I think we all know what it is. Sunday, May 14th is Mother's Day. That's right. It is Mother's Day. And in honor of, it is Mother's Day.
No.
Yes. In honor of Mother's Day, here are some pictures of my mother. So she's a mother too. She's a mother of our children. But that is, that's something that we all celebrate every day. And I'm really, really grateful and thankful for my wife, Chi. Here's some pictures of my mother. She's the one on the right, not the one on the left. The one on the left is one of her close friends, who is also a mother, but not my mother. My mother is on the right side of the frame. My mother, Carol Lee Jones Savoya, and she was a great person. She was super kind to everyone. She was always there to help people out, and she did. She devoted a lot of her time and her energy helping other people, doing things for other people. She was always there for them, and she was there for us, always there for us, and she loved her children very, very much. And she was good to my dad, really good to my dad, and she was just an all-around great person, and someone that it's been very difficult to live up to her standards, really, because her standards were I mean, she lived a great life. She really did. She was gone way too early. She left us when she was only 50 years old. She passed away from breast cancer, and that was just tragic. Here's my mother. Here's a photo of my mother when she was young. She looks a lot like my sister Gina. My sister Gina, and to a great degree, my sister Penny. But she is very much. She was a very pretty lady, and that I think she was. I'm trying to remember how old she was there. She was like 14, I think, 12, 14. But even then, she had this smile. She had this gleam in her eye, and she had you could tell from that early age just what a big heart she had. Just what a beautiful heart and a beautiful mind that she had. Here you go. This is another photo of my mom with my sister Gina in the far left side, my brother Michael in the middle, and me on the right. And yes, I have regaled you with stories about how I would drink wine in my younger days. Well, there is a prime example of it. It was no lie. I kid you not. There we are. I think it was Thanksgiving or something. There was a turkey there, I think. And we're all having a glass of wine. Yes. And I think, I'm not absolutely sure, but I think it was a Chianti. There was a table wine there of some sort that my dad served us. So yes, we did drink wine even back then. So here's to Mother's Day, to mothers everywhere. And I want to give, as a matter of fact, this is I could have been a better son. I could have been a better son.
No.
You know.
Oh, you naughty boy.
That was my mother. That was actually my mother. For real. She was helping me out with a sketch on film, one of my films, and a couple of clips from that film sketch. And that really was my mother. Anyway, to moms everywhere. Happy Mother's Day, and to you, Chi, as well, happy Mother's Day. It's to Mother's Day. And I'll toast it again, just because I can. Happy Mother's Day. And with that, that'll do it for the national days. Once again, this is what we're drinking tonight. One of the things we're drinking, the Cameleon Cabernet Sauvignon from Argentina. It is a gluten-free and a vegan and a certified too, and it's organic, no added sulfites. A lot of these wines, a lot of them add sulfites. This one has no added sulfites, or so they say. PhotoRay says, ironically, I'm a pretty good judge of biscuits. He's a pretty good judge of biscuits. Yeah. That's a good one. Actually, you get the, where is it? I can't even find my stuff anymore. No, I can't even find it here. There you go. There's my rim shot. Looking for my rim shot, I couldn't find it. I've got so many these things on here now that I can't find it anymore. But yeah. Oh, yeah. We got. Here's all my other stuff here. Well, there you go. PhotoRay says, Happy Mother's Day, whether they're with us or not. That's absolutely true. That's very true. All right, so where was I? I think we were going to open a beer, right? Or an ale. We're going to open an ale. Let's open an ale. Everybody ready to open an ale? That sounds like a good idea. It's getting warmer every second over here with the ale, so I don't know. My wife, bake your own pie. Yeah, thank you. I love you too, Chi. And I do. I love her. All right, so this is what let me pull this up because I've got pictures of this too. Where is this? Okay, so this is what the ale is. This is an Ipswich ale. Ipswich Ale Brewery. It is gluten-free saison. Is that how you pronounce it? Saison? I don't know. I've never had it before. So, sorghum ale brewed with orange peel. Sorghum ale brewed with orange peel. I don't know if has anybody ever you've ever tried this? Anybody ever tried this? Very interesting stuff, I guess. So we're going to try it out now. I'm going to try it out right now. Let's open this up. I didn't shake it first. Hopefully it's not going to spew out everywhere. I'll go easy. There we go. Made with sorghum. You know, of course, sorghum is what they make molasses with. So let's pour a little bit. Whoa, wow, it's got a head on it right away. There we go. Sorghum ale. Well, I'm interested in trying this out. There you go. Ipswich Ale Brewery. It is 6.9% alcohol by volume. Yes, that's what it says. 6.9% ABV, 12 fluid ounces, and IBUs 18. And this is gluten-free. Has a big, huge G on it. Now, here's the thing. Why, if it's going to say gluten-free, why does it have a picture of? Why does it have a picture, an image of wheat on it? Not picture, but I don't know. Is that wheat? I think it's supposed to be wheat. I don't know. I don't know what sorghum leaves look like, but yeah, it looks. If it says gluten-free, why is it a picture? Why does it have a picture of? I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to give it a try here. Let me give it a sniff here. This is what it looks like, by the way. Nice and clear, bubbly. Looks like ale. It kind of smells a little orangey. Let's give it a taste. It does have a hint of orange to it. More than a hint, it's actually very orangey. Now, I've had a sorghum ale before, and it's actually quite tasty. And it's not as it has like a hint of what you might consider hops in it, but it's not real super hoppy. In other words, you would think it kind of looks like an IPA. It kind of, on the tongue, it starts to feel like one, but it's not. This is a. It's quite a tasty ale, and I like the orange to it. It's just like the perfect. Notes of orange, a perfect layer of orange to it. It's not overpowering. It's kind of there. It's pleasant. I like it. I like this ale. Yeah, I could drink this with or without some snacks. This is actually a pleasant ale. I could go with this. If Tom Antio's in the chat now or later, I think he'd really like this. I bought a second can for him to try, but I really think he would like this ale. That's pretty good. And best of all, it's gluten-free. So if you have a gluten allergy or if you have some issues with that, I think this is probably a good. You like beer, but you can't drink beer because you have a gluten allergy. This is probably the way to go. I would say this would be the first go-to ale for that, or an ale like it. It's actually quite good. I've had some gluten-free things that are not that pleasant. You know what I mean? You kind of, if I now, I don't have a gluten allergy per se, but I'm just saying, that's a hard transition to make if you really like foods with gluten in it, and to go to gluten-free, because that's and there you don't find a lot of places that serve gluten-free anything. You go to Trader Joe's, which this one I picked up at Total Wine. Actually, this was at Total Wine. Go to places like Trader Joe's, and you can't really find. They've got a few things that are gluten-free here and there, kind of mixed in, but for the most part, it's hard to shop for gluten-free items. And it's kind of an issue. And you go to the bakeries, most bakeries don't serve it. And we have one bakery up here that will make they'll bake a gluten-free bread, but they make it in very small quantities. It's very expensive, and they only do it one day a week. So you have to get there early to get it, because if you don't get there early enough, you're going to miss the gluten-free bread for a week. So it's hard to come by. A lot of more restaurants are actually serving gluten-free items now than they were a few years ago. But it's still hard to find a restaurant these days that. See, here's the thing though: there are some restaurants that'll advertise gluten-free items on their menu, but they're not 100% gluten-free, because sometimes they mix. Or they might handle gluten items and then handle the gluten-free items, or they might fry the gluten-free items in a fryer that has also been frying gluten items. And for some people, if you have a mild gluten allergy, that's not too bad. But if you have a very serious gluten allergy, then that's or if you have celiac, that's a serious problem. So you're finding more of those out there, but they're still not very prevalent yet. Photo Race says never heard of it. It says never heard of it. Is it sweet or bitter? It's not bitter at all. Actually, it's a little. I don't want to say it's really sweet. It does taste like an ale. It tastes like an ale. It tastes like an ale with orange in it. Is kind of what it tastes like. Not really sweet, but it's definitely not bitter. I like it. I like it quite a lot. Photo says, I love John Panette's take on gluten-free. Yeah, I know John Panette. Well, no, I'm not personally. I didn't. Well, he's dead now. But my condolences to John Panette's family, and to all of us who love John Panette. No, I never met him personally, but I know who John Panette is. A great comedian, and one of Chi's favorite comedians. As a matter of fact, sometimes we sit around and listen to some of his. Some of his old routines, and I think we've watched most of his stage shows where he's done a stand-up. Most of his stand-up shows. If you've never seen John Panette's stand-up shows, they're awesome. They're really awesome. His timing is perfect, and his delivery is just. It makes me laugh just thinking about it. He had great delivery, great timing, and his jokes were good and spot on. But they were kind of they're not really so much self-deprecating as they were self-aware. And I think because of that. Because you can have self-deprecating humor that is kind of cringeworthy, and then you can have other humor that's really more self-aware. Does that make sense? It was, and his was more self-aware, and mainly a little more. I want to say arrogant in that sense. It's like he was the way he was, and he was proud of it, pretty much. So no, John Panette. We love John Panette. It was he was a great comedian. But I think he passed away from I think it was a kidney disease or something. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, it was a shame to lose him. Lost him. He was way too young, in my opinion, when we lost him. And we lost a great talent, I'll have to say, John Panette. Anyway, where was I? Oh, we got the beer out of the way. Well, it's not beer, it's ale, but it's really good ale. I highly recommend it. I give it 2 thumbs up. Once again, this is, that's not it, that's the wine. That's the wine we're drinking. Here's the ale, the Ipswich Ale. This is from Ipswich, It's brewed in Ipswich, Massachusetts. Ipswich Ale Brewery. And it's actually quite good. So if you like these kind of ales, it is from sorghum. If you like them, even if you don't have a gluten allergy or anything like that, I would still highly recommend it. It's actually pretty good. I do. It's pretty good ale. Okay, so what do we have? Oh yes, we're going to brew some coffee next. But before we do that, let me see what else I have on the agenda. Yeah. I got to do a little self-promotion here. As you know, we were out for 6 weeks during this break between seasons 4 and 5. And I had planned on spending a couple of weeks redoing the studio and getting it set up for a great season 5. I was going to do all these fun, fantastic things and have more films to show. I've got more films, they're just not ready yet. However, another project came up, and this project was a network, 100 TV is the name of the network on YouTube. And I was approached to say, hey, do you want to develop a show for us? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And so I came up with Drink with Rick Rewind, basically a rewind of the classic episodes of Drink with Rick, along with commentary by me. And we've run 2 of the episodes so far. The network launched on May 1st, and to great fanfare, and we got a lot of good reviews. The second week was this past Monday. We got the 3rd week coming up this Monday. It runs every Monday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Mondays at 100 TV. You can actually go check it out at 100tvnetwork.com, 100tvnetwork.com. 100 TV is the channel on YouTube, and it runs every Monday. They're going to start doing a Tuesday lineup on June 1st. They're getting ready for that, so they're going to be 2 days, and they're trying to get 100. The concept is get 100 creators into the system. So eventually, the network's running 7 days a week. With all these shows running constantly 7 days a week. But we're starting off with Mondays only. This is actually how Fox and the United Paramount Network and some of these other networks started. They started off with just one night of shows and a couple hours of shows. And in fact, the Paramount Network, the United Paramount Network, they only had like one show when they started off for the first year or so, first season. For a little while, and that was Star Trek. I think it was Star Trek Voyager is what they launched with, and that was just one night a week. And so that's kind of, you start off small, one night a week, and then you kind of build it up. And now UPN, of course, was bought out. Now it's the CW. CW, everybody knows the CW. Fox, of course, the Fox network, has been around for a long time now. They started off with just one night of a few shows. I think they start off with Married with Children and the Tracy Ullman Show. And Tracy Ullman, of course, during the Tracy Ullman Show, they would run these short little vignettes called The Simpsons. And of course, the next year after that first year, and they only did, I think it only ran on Sunday nights, I think is what it was, for like a couple hours on Sunday nights. Then on Sunday, I think the next year or so, because the Simpsons became very popular on the Tracy Ullman Show, so they went ahead and made a whole half-hour show of the Simpsons, and look where it is now. Simpsons is still the flagship show of the Fox network, so that's something. Simpsons, classic stuff. Anyway. So this is kind of how 100 TV Network is starting out. And it's starting, you can go check it out, 100tv.com. You'll see my face there, and you'll see a little bio about me. But I was approached to do a show for Monday nights. I'm on the initial Monday night lineup, and Drink with Rick Rewind. And it airs Mondays at 4:30 p.m., right about happy hour. It's scheduled. It's the last show that runs for the day on the network. Right about happy hour. I had a little promo for it. I know I ran it last week, but I'm going to run it again for those who didn't see it. But here is the promo for the Drink with Rick Rewind. I don't script any of this. This is a stream of consciousness kind of program. We're going to find out if this is a wine worth drinking or not. This could go either way. I'm going to go in with an open mind and an open bottle, and we'll try it out and see how good it is, or if it's any good at all. This is a completely unstructured show, and it's just something fun I'm doing. It has a very nice finish to it, I will say that. So that was the promo for the Drink with Rick Rewind. Anyway, check it out, and it's kind of a chronology of a history of the Winestream, especially at this point, the first season of the Winestream, and how it evolved, how it kind of grew and started and moved along and to where it is right now. So it was pretty well received so far. People seem to like it. So we've got the third episode airing. The third episode is going to be very interesting because the third episode is based on the third episode of the actual Winestream originally, and that did not go well. I was trying to connect a second camera that night to the system to do the stream, and the things went pretty wonky and didn't work out as expected. So interesting results. Anyway, I show that on the stream, and I talk about some self-deprecating humor. There it is. I don't know how humor it is, but it's self-deprecating for sure. Anyway, you can check it out, 100tv.network.com, and YouTube it's 100tv. So I'll put some links in the show notes for this show if I can remember. Okay, so I have. Trying not to go too long on this, but what else do I have going here? I'm going to take stuff in the chats because we can do some dad jokes and we can do some other fun stuff, but I am going to brew some coffee. Let's brew some coffee right now. How about that? Everybody up for brewing some coffee? I know I could probably use some, actually. Yeah, my wife's over there saying, yeah, have some coffee and then you'll just be a hyper drunk. Let me bring this over here. Let me bring my coffee maker over without destroying everything else in the process. This is my official, it's not on here yet, but it's my official Drink with Rick coffee brewer. Taste Style is what it's called. Anyway, so I've got this coffee. Check this out. If I can pull it up again here. Here we go. Target Coffee. This is what we're reviewing tonight. All right, so as I mentioned before, the first episode of the Winestream ever, I reviewed a Target Cabernet Sauvignon. Tonight, for the second time, I'm brewing coffee, because we brewed some last week. We're going to brew a Target coffee. This is one I picked up in Target just yesterday. I won't tell you why I was in Target yesterday. But I was in Target yesterday, and this is what I found. I was walking by and I picked it up and I said, Good and Gather vanilla bean brulee. I'm like, I've never heard of this label. Now, I drink a lot of coffee. If you think I drink a lot of wine, I drink a lot of coffee, and a lot of coffee, and tea. I drink a lot of tea, and ginger tea, and drinks and things like that. I like those kind of things. But this was something called Good and Gather vanilla bean brulee. Now, I like vanilla, and I like a good brulee. So I thought, this is interesting. Let's see how it is. It's a roast, not kind of a medium roast, I think. Anyway, so this is what I've got. And it is, there's 16 of these things. I forgot what I paid. Oh, it's $7.99. I think I paid $7.99 for this. I might have been on a special at Target. I don't know. Or maybe they were getting rid of it. Maybe it wasn't selling. They were getting rid of it, so they had it on special. It was supposed to be on a special sale. So I'm going to open this up for the first time. I've never tried this before. I have tried a Target coffee before. My lovely wife, she found a good deal on a huge box of Target coffee, but it was just kind of like a regular roast. It was all right. Nothing to write home about. But I saw this and I thought, okay, vanilla bean brulee. Let's try this. This has got to be good, right? Maybe. I don't know. So $7.99, which is what I valued the Target Collections coffee at 4 years ago. I said, it was a $10 coffee, and I said, this is a $7.99 coffee. I'd buy that for $7.99, not $10. Okay, so anyway, here's this thing, and I've got to put some water in here first before I've got some fresh water. Let's pop some water in here. I give it. How much do I need to give in here? I've only done this a couple of times, and both times on the show too. So we've got some water in here. We've got this coffee pod. This is a K-Cup TM pod. And we're going to stick it in here. We're going to brew some coffee. Before we do that, of course, we've got to get a mug because I don't want to make that mistake. I've done that a couple of times. I've made the mistake of stumbling downstairs in the morning and, I'm kind of half awake, half asleep, more asleep than awake. And I put the pod in there and I start the coffee machine going, and then a minute or two later I look over and it's just all over the floor because I was still 3/4 asleep and I forgot to put the mug under it. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Okay, more than a few times. It's happened. Has it happened to anybody else? No, just me, right? Okay, of course. All right, so I've got this, and I'm going to put it in this mug. You know what? Let me put it in this one. This is the one that my good friend Ed gave me. It says, "There's always time for friends, wine, and coffee." It was a gift from my good friend Ed. We're going to put this in here. We're going to close it up. And we're going to print it. Now, I've got two buttons here. There's one that says, what does it say? I can't read it. Regular. And one that says bold. Now I can make this bold if I push this, and this is going to take longer, as I understand, because it sits here and pulsates for a while and make sure the coffee is really getting mixed in with the water really good. I'm just going to brew regular. You couldn't see those buttons. Now you can see them. Too late. I pushed it. All right, so we're going to brew some coffee. It's going to do its thing. It's going to take a minute or two. While it's doing that, I could sing or song or tell a joke or two or whatever. I'm not going to do that. That's terrible. What I will, you know what we need? More cowbell. More cowbell. We should play that every time we're brewing coffee, right? Just do this. Just play more cowbell. Yeah. More cowbell. Because what else is there to do while you're waiting for coffee to brew? All right, so anybody still with me? All right, so I'll get a drum roll here. We're still waiting for it to brew. I guess I was early with the drum roll. All right. It's gonna brew any second now. It's gonna brew any moment. It'll happen. I'm pretty sure it'll happen. Here we go. Is it coming? Is it brewing? I think it's about to brew. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you go. It's brewing. So, all right, so anyway, you can hear it brewing. We could tell some dad jokes while it's brewing. Why not? Why not? Let's tell some dad jokes. It's been a while. Oh, is it done already? I'll tell the dad joke anyway. Why not? Gotta find some. By the way, what do chickens fear the most? The apocalypse. Yeah. How do chickens feel when you try to move their feathers? I said that wrong. How do chickens feel when you remove their feathers? Plucking terrible. Well, what do you call it when a hen takes a rooster's place in the morning? Alarm clocks. Get it? Alarm clocks? Yeah, okay, whatever. I can't read some of those. They're just too stupid. they're more stupid than... And I'll read some stupid jokes. They're too stupid for me. Oh my goodness. Why? No, I can't read that one either. Okay, here's a good one. What do comedians... How do comedians like their eggs? I didn't give the punchline yet. That's what happens when you're your own producer and you've had a lot to drink. You just punching buttons everywhere, you know. You just punch this one, you're punching that one, you're just punching buttons everywhere. Yeah, I know. I just punching buttons all over the place. Okay, enough of that. All right, so how do comedians like their eggs? Funny side up. Yeah, it's not funny the second time, is it? No. All right, so let's go ahead and try the coffee. I'm brewing it. Let me put it on a official Drink with Rick coaster. I'm going to try this coffee and see. I mean, dare we try this coffee? My nose is like half stopped up now. Actually, it doesn't smell bad. It's not strong. It's not a strong smell. Now, oftentimes, when you get like a flavored coffee, you can really smell it. I mean, you can smell it a lot. And, it just permeates the air across the room. I'm not getting a lot of that right now. It's, I have to put my nose up. Of course, I'm a little bit stuffed up now for some reason. It's, I can smell it a little bit. Kind of smells like creme brulee. Kind of smells like a cup of creme brulee in the bathroom or something. I don't know. It's really weird. It's kind of hot to drink. Give me a second and let it cool down. Yeah, creme brulee in the bathroom. It does kind of have this. Yeah, I don't know if I'm liking the smell of this too much. And I got 16 pods of this for $7.99. We'll give it a taste and see what it tastes like. It's probably not too. It probably tastes better than it smells. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Let's go back to the chats for just a minute. Everything got quiet in the chats. Everyone's like, "Oh no, now he's reviewing coffee. He must be hammered." No, I'm not. Not yet. Just tired. You know what I have to do after this? After the show's over, I wanted to have an after show, but we can't do it tonight because after the show's over, I have to get up and record some more segments for this Drink with Rick Rewind that we're running on 100 TV. I'm actually. I was sent a notice saying that we got a deadline for the next episode on for Friday, and that was on Thursday. It's Saturday night now, and I still don't have it ready because I'm like, I can't do it until Sunday. I can't get it ready till Sunday. I can't record it till Saturday night. So they're just gonna have to wait. Oh wow, this coffee's kind of doesn't smell. I mean, I can smell a little bit of cream. It's kind of a custard smell to it. I'm not sure. Now, I like creme brulee, and there is kind of a custardy kind of thing to creme brulee. But this, you know what it kind of reminds me of a little bit? You remember, I don't remember. We were all too young to remember that. When you were a kid, and they serve you those little, was it Gerber? Yeah, that was Gerber. The little glass, and they used to sell them in glass jars. I don't think they do that anymore. The glass jars are the Gerber baby food, right? And was it Gerber? I think. Anyway, the little baby food jars, and they had the creamed corn and the pre-chewed beans and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things, I really didn't care for most of that, but one of the things that I did like was I liked the custard. The custard was pretty good, the little vanilla custard. It was kind of like a little pudding kind of thing. And I liked it. And even as I got older, I would still buy it. I'd still buy a jar of that every once in a while just because I kind of liked the custard. Don't spread that around. Don't tell anybody. Oh, wait a minute. So, yeah, I mean, that's... I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. So anyway, I would buy a jar of this every once in a while and eat because it was actually pretty good. I liked it. And... at some point, I really, really did outgrow that. About the time I turned 40 or so. This kind of smells like that, but not in a good way. This coffee kind of smells like that baby custard. It's still a little hot. I don't want to sip this just yet. I kind of want to go back to the wine and the gluten-free ale was pretty good. I should get back to that. Anyway, so I've got to try this. I've got to try this before the show's over, and I'm going to wait. I'm going to give it another minute or two. Let's tell you what. Let's tell a couple more dad jokes. How about that? If you have a dad joke you want to throw in there, definitely throw it in there. I'll read it, and maybe I'll send you something. Send you something free. Why not? So get your dad jokes ready. Photo Ray says, I had to get some tea before the coffee review, LOL. You know what? We're going to review teas too. Coming up, I mean, not tonight, but coming up, we're going to review some teas. I enjoy tea. Photo Ray, you like tea? I really do enjoy tea. And I like my tea with, how do you like your tea? Do you just drink it plain and you put sugar in it or sugar and cream? My mom used to drink Constant Comment and she'd put the sugar and the cream in it. And I never was crazy. I tried it a couple of times. I was never crazy about the cream, but I liked the Constant Comment tea. And because it had clove in it and some other spices. And but I like to put honey in my tea. Honey is really good. Now, yes, I do have the Jean-Luc Picard hair. And yes, like Captain Picard, I would I like Earl Grey tea black. Okay. Not black. It's just Earl Grey tea hot. This is what he'd say, not black. I'm mixing my teas in the coffee. He would say Earl Grey tea hot. So I like my Earl Grey tea hot, but I also like to put honey in it. So I don't think I ever saw the good captain put honey in his tea. Did he? Unless the replicator did it for him, I don't know. But he never said Earl Grey tea hot honey. He never said that. He just said Earl Grey tea hot. Me, it's Earl Grey tea hot honey. There you go. If I ever meet Patrick Stewart, I'll ask him. Okay, so this creme brulee is kind of smells like kind of cream, but not much brulee. Let me give this a taste. Let me give it another taste. Still nothing. Let me give it a third. It tastes like creme brulee, but it's kind of on the weak side. It's not real strong on the creme brulee. I keep calling it cream brulee. It's creme. Creme brulee. It's okay. I'll drink it because I got 16 pods of this stuff, but I'll drink the 16 pods, but I don't think that I would. $7.99. I know the price of everything has gone up considerably, but still there is some value to something. I go to the store and I see sales on some of these things sometimes, and you find some coffee specials. You can find some great coffee specials. My lovely wife, she goes there and she finds them all the time. She finds some specials on some of our favorite coffees. For $4.99, $5.99 a pack, or maybe a buy one get one free, that kind of thing. $7.99, I don't know. I'll drink it, but I don't think I'd buy any more. That's my only and final review. I drink it, but I don't think I'm going to buy any more. That's my final review. Yeah, something to talk about there. Photo Ray says, my question is, what is the proper way to brew coffee and tea? I have to have the sugar and cream in both. I like agave and tea, but coffee has to be sugar. There is nothing wrong with either one of those things. I drink it's a personal preference. It really is a personal preference. I drink my coffee black. No airplane jokes, please. I like my coffee black. Yeah, my wife does that. She'll throw in the airplane joke every once in a while when I mention that. Even in the restaurant, it says, I'll have, you want cream and sugar? No, I like it black. And then she'll add the airplane joke. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. So the proper way to brew coffee and tea, there is a proper way to brew coffee and tea. Obviously, Keurig is not the time-tested proper way to brew coffee and tea. It is a way. It's a 21st century way of brewing coffee and tea for those who don't have time to sit there and percolate the coffee and brew the tea. I have done it the traditional way. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you here. The traditional way of percolating coffee and brewing tea, that's the way it's been done for eons, right? It's still the best way. It's still, in my personal opinion, it's still the best way to brew coffee and tea. And I think they both taste better that way. I mean, people have been doing it that way for a long, long time before all this modern technology came along, right? Brewing coffee and tea the traditional way. I think that's still the best way to do it. I really do. But that's just me. I mean, for people who were born in like Generation Xers and Yers, and I don't know all those letters anymore. But I don't know what you get to Generation Z, and then what do? You start from Generation Z1, Z2? I don't know. Anyway, so I guess we'll find out when the next generation comes along. But yeah, I mean, for some of those, that's all they know. That's all they know. And for some people, Starbucks is all they know. Starbucks is, no, I'm not a fan of Starbucks, to be honest. Starbucks is, first of all, it's way overpriced. And second, I've had better coffee. I've had much better coffee than Starbucks, in my opinion. That's my personal taste, but I've had better coffee and tea. But yeah, the traditional way to brew them, I think, is still the best. However, these days, I mean, it's the K-cup is, I guess, then it's a substitute. It's okay. It's all right. So Photo Ray says Patrick Stewart in real life doesn't drink Earl Grey. He likes Yorkshire. I think I've heard that before. Photo Ray says I have to have cream also. Creamers are just creme also. The creamers are just nasty to me. Real cream. You have to have real cream also. Creamers are just nasty to me. I think it's a personal preference. My wife has done both, real cream and creamers. I don't put cream in my coffee or my tea, to be honest. I drink my tea hot, but without any cream, but I do like to have honey in it. The coffee, I have to have just black. I can't. When I was a kid, the first time I had coffee when I was about 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old, and it was a church outing. I mean, well, it was a church event, and they had a band, and they had a potluck thing going on, and nobody was paying attention to the kid going around picking up things at on the tables at a potluck event. They had these huge, coffee urns there going, and the first time I had coffee, I was like, well, nobody's watching me. I'm gonna have some coffee. So I grabbed a little styrofoam cup and I poured some coffee in it, and I put some cream and sugar like I'd seen my parents do, and I tried it, and I thought, hey, this stuff isn't half bad. And I had a cup, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I could drink this. And then the next time we had a church event, I went and had another cup or two, and I got hooked on coffee after that. Now, when I was a kid, I was drinking it with cream and sugar, But as after that, as I got older and started just on my own drinking coffee, it's like I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to have it black. I just had to drink it black, and that's how I prefer it. That's how I've had it ever since. Photo Ray says, how to brew and what brands are very subjective for sure. Absolutely, I agree with you. And Photo Ray says, not a fan of Starbucks either. No, I think Starbucks is highly overrated. Once again, just my opinion, my personal opinion. But I think Starbucks is highly, highly overrated. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear back from somebody at Starbucks giving me the slap. I'm a bad boy. But I'm bucking the trend. Yeah. Okay. I don't have. Nobody has to like something just because the masses are going after it. I mean, you can be your own person. Like what you like. Right? You don't have to like the wine or the beer or anything else just because I do. You have your own tastes. Go for it. It's okay. It's all good to me. So anyway, that's what we got here with the coffee. The coffee, I don't know. But the beer, I like the beer. Here's my final review on all those things. Coffee, meh. Beer, great. I like the ale. If you missed it, this is what we have, the Ipswich ale. Very good stuff. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. And it's available at Total Wine. Oh, no, is it available at Total Wine? Yes, it is. But you know what I paid for it? I forgot to tell you what I paid for it. Okay, this might be an issue. This might be a deal breaker for some people. Okay, so I saw this, and I bought 2 cans of it, by the way, 2 12-ounce cans. For a 12-ounce can of this Ipswich gluten-free ale, I paid $4.99. $4.99. Yes, $4.99. That was twice what I paid for some of the other ales there, which were like $2.49 or something. And it was almost $5 for that ale. So it had better be good for what I paid for it, but it was actually pretty good. And I think what made it so expensive, they let me buy a single. They had a 4-pack or a 6-pack, and it was very expensive. It was like $18-19, something like that. The reason they let me buy the singles was because I said I was going to do a review on them, and I just wanted to try it out. So they let me have one. They're usually pretty good about that sort of thing, actually. They'll let you try a single most of the time. So anyway, I like the ale. Didn't care that much for the coffee. The coffee was okay. This is once again this Good and Gather vanilla bean brulee. It is a not Trader Joe's. Sorry, Trader Joe's. It is a Target brand. This is a Target brand. So you can try it if you want. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not. It's not my first choice for coffee. And I've had a lot of coffees. Photo Ray says, I haven't bought a beer in 25 to 30 years. I don't know what prices are now. Beer has gone up, way up, but not as much as, I mean, this was pretty expensive for this ale. But it was worth it. It was worth it. I enjoyed it. It's not something that I could afford to drink every day, but it was definitely worth trying. Especially for the stream here, it was worth trying out. So that's my review on that. Let me give you my final review of the wine real quick. My final review of the wine, this is what we're drinking for the wine. The Cameleon. This is an organic Cabernet Sauvignon with no added sulfite. So if you're worried about the red wine headaches, that's where a lot of the red wine headaches come from. They come from the added sulfites in the that bring on the high alcohol content in some of these wines. I won't know until I get up in the morning, but hopefully I'll get up in the morning after all this. But it's no added sulfites. That's a good sign. Chances are I probably won't get the headache. And it's got all these. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the back. Again, look at that. Look at all those stamps of approval here. EcoCert. It's BDA certified for sustainability, gluten-free. VEG Argentina. It's certified gluten-free. Vino Argentina. It's certified grapes, organic grapes. And it says it may contain naturally occurring sulfites, but no added sulfites. So that's good. And a 14% alcohol by volume without the added sulfites. Wow. Okay. I like it. I like this, and I would buy another bottle. I paid $16.99 for it at Total Wine. So I'll give this one a big 2 thumbs up. That's my final review on the wine. I like it. I like it a lot. And I just want to say that I appreciate everybody who was here in the chat tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here. Those who joined me on YouTube. Kane, don't forget to email me, rick@savoymedia.com, rick@savoymedia.com, with your with a valid shipping address, and I'll get the book and the other free item out to you right away. But also, everybody who joined me in the chat tonight, I got a whole bunch of these things to give away. Let me get a closer shot of this. These are like sticky pads for your phone when you've got them on the dash on your car, and they're actually handy for a couple of things, like not just for the car dash, but for a couple of things. I'm going to give away one free to everybody in the chat tonight. Once again, if you send in a valid shipping address to me, rick@savoymedia.com, and I'll get one of those out to you. And because they don't really cost that much to mail, I'll just send them out. It's not a big deal. Anyway, I want to give them away, and I just because I appreciate everybody in the chat. I do appreciate you. Thanks for being here. You have no idea how much your participation means to me. It means a lot. And I want to say thanks to Photo Ray, Beast on Gaming, and everybody who joined me in the chat here tonight on Twitch. All those who joined me on Odyssey. If you're on Odyssey, also do the same thing. Just go ahead and send me your a valid shipping address. I'll send you one of these. While I have them in stock, I only have a limited number of them, but while I have them, please let me know, and I'll send you one. It's okay. I got them for a little while. Oh yeah, I did forget that I said here's how to get a pair of these. If you want a pair of these, I've got to go bring it back up here. Where's camera 3? Here's camera 3. Okay. If you want a pair of these, 2 free Drink with Rick coasters, while supplies last, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to Savoy Media Coaster Offer, 6420 Ray Road, Suite A1 209, Charlotte, North Carolina 28277. Yeah, that's not Suite AI, okay? There's enough AI around here. It's Suite A1. It's just the way the font is. Savoy Media Coaster Offers, 6420 Ray Road, Suite A1. I almost said AI. Suite A1, number 209, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28277. There's a limit of 2 per person. I can only send these to the continental U.S. at this time. Please, unfortunately. But if you are in the continental U.S., just send it to me. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope to me there, and I will ship these off to you, a pair of these Drink with Rick coasters to you free. All right, so that's all I got for tonight, pretty much. I know I always have more, but I always forget about it until after the show, and then after the show I go, oh yeah, I forgot to do this. Too late now. Yeah. So, anyway, I think that's it for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And there is one more message I have for you, but to deliver that message, I have, of course, my good friend, my good furry and stuffed friend, Roadkill Bill. And he's right here. He's been waiting. I don't know, he's been waiting. He's just a stuffed toy. It's Roadkill Bill. And Roadkill Bill has a message for you. He has a message for all of us. The message is, please don't drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel, your dwelling, wherever it is. Don't drink and drive. If you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a friend, call a cab, or just stay put. It's better to stay put. You know, it's safer that way. And think about yourself. Think about others around you. Don't drink and drive. Just hand the keys over to somebody else. Just take it easy. And even if you don't feel like you've had too much, if you've had a couple of drinks, you probably it's going to show up. It's going to register. So just don't get in the car. Don't get in the vehicle. Just let it wear off first. Don't text and drive either, because that's also bad. Right, Bill? Yeah, right. Because I want you to have a great week. But most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here again next week on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.